My video is blessed. Hey everyone, this is Kathy, the vegan prepper, here bringing you kind of like a little day in the life video. This has been like a really interesting day. I'm actually filming this after the fact to create an intro. And so many intentions kind of went out the window because we had a funny, unexpected thing happen. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But it's been a fun and very full day. So I am starting off with an Azure standard haul. So what I picked up this morning, so that was kind of like the start of my day, was picking up my Azure standard order and then coming home. And then I was intending to show some more pantry stuff and like organizing overflow pantry stuff and whatnot, but I didn't end up spending any of my time today doing any of that. I spent it on other things and on making orders and shipping orders out and whatnot. So anyway, but I do have a forthcoming pantry organization video, like the part 2, like the overflow pantry, and it is definitely involving all the buckets that I'm going to show you in the next segment. Also, I learned how to segment my videos. So this video will be the first one that will have little sections at the bottom, and you can skip stuff if you want, but I don't know. Or you could just like watch the whole thing too, because I don't know. Could. Anyway, gosh. All right. So I definitely don't want this to take too long. And then as always, not as always, but just in general, remembering I am an affiliate with Azure Standard, but I'm not affiliated with anybody else. And I just love them. They contacted me because I was already using them, and I wouldn't say anything that I don't, I wouldn't say. And I definitely am going to be making soon a really detailed video on Azure Standard and everything to keep in mind and what you need to know to order with them. Number one being be flexible, because it isn't always like the most cut and dry thing. So I will say that. But if you're interested in checking them out and you want to sign up, you can use the link that I'm going to post below, or if you go to the site, you can enter my special code, which I will go ahead and put on the screen right here, and you'll enter that when you sign up and say that I recommended you, and then that just sort of helps us out. It just lets them know that the affiliate program is working with me. So that's all it is. It doesn't like increase anything. I don't get a kickback from it. It just sort of lets them know that it's like working, this thing. So anyway, I guess that's all. And so for real, let's go ahead and get into this video. Okay, so here's the latest Azure Standard haul. I literally just got done pulling this in from the car, and then, scribbling out identifying information for the video. So here's what I got this time around. One thing I'd like to point out too that I really love about them, they reuse a lot of stuff. They repack boxes, but this is also something to keep in mind if you order from them and you say, I didn't order organic shortening, but they're reusing boxes. And if you see, it says repack box 1, but then this one is in its original box. So I don't know why that says that. But anyway, here's a frozen item. So you can get refrigerated and frozen items. This is all, I'm trying to remember how many there are in there. I think there's 12 pounds of tempeh in here. So it's organic. It's way cheaper than the store, but also ultimately less wasteful, because in store you get like 8-ounce packages and it's double wrapped in plastic and all that. So this does still have some plastic. Obviously the least wasteful way of getting tempeh would be to just make it all myself, but I can't do everything. So anyway, I'm buying it like this. So it's in 1 pound packages, single layer of plastic. Once you get past this single outer layer of plastic, it's a lot less wasteful this way. Anyway, and like way cheaper. So there's some tempeh. We have another box like this already in our freezer. And yeah, so it's just like a tiny bit of extra tempeh. And then here is this box that has all of my other items in it. A reused box with the vegetable shortening. So this time my order was kind of small. The cutoff date was right around my daughter's birthday. And so I just sort of got caught up in a bunch of stuff and missed the cutoff date. I would have added a few more things, but I'm just adding them to my order next month. But anyway, here's some bags of cashews. And so they're a lot cheaper than getting them in the store. And again, it's just like a paper bag. So that's awesome. So they don't only have giant bags. You can get smaller bags of things. And so because they keep not having the giant 50-pound box in stock, I decided to just go with smaller. I think I got 3 5-pound bags of cashews for use in our various things that we use it for. And then here we go is a pound of nutritional yeast. So I got nutritional yeast because, or, you know, I do buy it in the store, but it comes in plastic. So I wanted to see what is the packaging like on this. And yeah, that feels like just paper. So, I'm pretty sure it is only paper inside. And so I'll start buying it from them because it's basically, you know, a similar price. And then, you know, to eliminate that plastic in my life. So yay. So I've got nutritional yeast. Oh, I got 2 of them. All right, cool. I didn't realize I had gotten 2. I must have realized that this is a dumb amount of nutritional yeast for us. Like we would go through that in way less than a month. So I must have just gotten 2 because I knew that. I know myself. Okay, here's more cashews. All right. And the last, oh, my flax seeds. Oh gosh, same thing. We've been buying them in the store, but they just come in plastic. And then also, it isn't that much of a big deal to grind flax seeds. And I usually grind up a quantity and then put them in the fridge anyway. So I got them whole, and also they store longer when they're whole. So here's our big bag of organic flax seeds. And all of this was, you know, great prices. And this is a very vegan haul, right? Tempeh, cashews, nutritional yeast, and flaxseed. It's like the pillars of our diet. Not really. And then it looks like I got a little sales flyer. All right. Anyway, so I am really happy with that. And then my final thing is this stack of buckets I was not planning on getting, but it was just sort of an opportunity. Apparently it was a mistaken pack for somebody, and so they didn't order it, so they sent it back. And then the driver still had it on the truck and was saying, there was like a little pile of things, and he was like, this is all 15% off if anybody wants to basically take it off his hands so that he doesn't have to take it. And so I went ahead and got these, and they were 15% off. And so this is 6 2-gallon buckets, and I will have to order lids, but you know, I got a pretty smoking deal on that. So I got it priced as 2 3-packs of buckets. And the driver was like hemming and hawing, like, I don't normally do it like that, but okay. And I was just like, dude, you're going to do it like that or I'm not going to take them. So anyway, but I did. I got 6 2-gallon buckets at the combined price, and then another 15% off of that. So this was a pretty screaming deal that I got. So yay. And then, you know, as much as I love my buckets over here, these are my big buckets, which I found out fit with like no clearance whatsoever. Almost like just barely enough clearance to get the buckets off. These are 6.5-gallon buckets, which I got used on Facebook Marketplace. And so these are great, but they're obviously huge and unwieldy. And it would be nice to have some smaller buckets for some of the other things. And as I'm continuing doing pantry stuff, I'm going to be showing more and more about how I'm dealing with these buckets. But so I am excited to have a few smaller ones for things, you know, probably like, I don't know, flax or whatever, you know, things I still want a quantity of, but don't need like a 6.5-gallon bucket quantity of. So anyway, okay, that's it. That's my Azure Standard haul. Wait, what? Actually, it's mine.
Actually, it's mine.
Really? Is that how you're going to play it? That's my tea. Actually, it's mine. Oh my goodness, so much dust outside. Wow. They are dropping off wood chips. Oh my goodness. Hey, Sage, actually, that's mine.
Actually, it's mine. Oh gosh.
What happened?
The boy stole a truck.
Did you hear that big sound? Look, it's right there.
Oh, hey, truck. Where is the truck?
OMG OSH. I think that they did just drop off that whole truckload. Let's go outside and see how many wood chips did we get. Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh.
Oh. I hope Daddy can still park his truck.
Oh, Daddy's chocolate you.
Yeah, he's still at work though. Sorry, he's at work. He's not home yet. Okay, we'll go see. So Oh my gosh, I just got a giant order, or I just got a giant load of wood chips and leaves and logs in my front yard. Like a huge pile. And I know how big these piles are. I was not aware of how quickly it would happen. I signed up with Chip, so I'm kind of like, my brain is scrambling right now trying to figure out what on earth are we doing. And I feel really bad for Adam too, because I have created a huge pile of work for him potentially, but I need to figure out if there is anything that the boys and I can do to start on this thing. And I'll take you out and show you in just a second, but I had signed up with chipdrop.com, or I don't know if it's .com. Anyway, I will find the link and I'll link it down below. So I was reading about how you get wood chips because we need some more wood chips in the garden, and Chip Drop is something that can connect you to local tree trimming companies, and so that they can drop off their load at your house and not have to pay to go drop it off at the dump. So that is kind of what's going on there, and why tree trimming companies would want to give you free wood chips. Well, it's good for them too. And they have to pay Chip Drop a fee, but it's less than what they'd have to pay to go dump the load at the dump. So anyway, it works for everyone. So it's exciting, you know, to be able to connect with that. But I am, yeah, like I said, I'm still kind of scrambling. Like, I'm not 100% sure what we're doing with it, because I didn't expect it to be this fast, and Chip Drop was making it sound almost like it could take a really long time before you could get some wood chips. But yeah, like within 2 or 3 hours, I have my first load. So that's kind of a cautionary thing for you. If you sign up, you might actually get it really fast. So the thing is to, one of the options was to say that you're okay with receiving logs. You could also say you're not okay with receiving logs. And I chose to say I was okay with the logs, primarily because Adam and I were just talking in light of what's been going on in Texas, about the fact that we have maybe 2 days worth of firewood. Like if we had to be burning fuel outside to keep ourselves warm, or to cook or whatever, we have maybe 2 days worth of fuel out there. And so we were realizing we probably should increase the amount of wood that we have in the backyard. So I was thinking, well, hey, if we get some logs delivered for free, we could, you know, we being Adam, oh my gosh, poor guy, chop things up with the chainsaw and the axe or whatever, and then make some firewood. So we did end up getting some mesquite, which is apparently really good for burning. And so we have mesquite logs. They're giant. And hopefully it is more wood chips and leaves than just logs. But yeah, I feel, like I said, I feel really bad because I've like created all this work for him, potentially. But I am going to see what the boys and I can potentially try to do, so that it's not all on him. I mean, it wouldn't be all on him. We would help, but he is the mastermind of things like this in the house, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now and go ahead and go show you this pile that we got. Okay, it's huge. I don't know if you can tell. I'm trying really hard to film this without filming too much, like identifying stuff on the outside of my house. But this is massive. It is just a massive pile. And yeah, I did not expect this fast. I thought I would be able to kind of talk to Adam and we'd formulate a plan by the time it would show up, but here it is. So I guess we're going to formulate the plan now. And then yes, there are many logs. And so I don't know how much of this pile is logs and how much of it is wood chips, but it's sort of looking like quite a lot of it is logs, which is slightly frustrating because I had specifically checked a few logs is okay, not like deliver me a ton of logs. So that is definitely going to be kind of difficult to figure out, but you know, I guess we have some firewood, and maybe I need to learn how to work a chainsaw, really, is what this is really saying. So anyway, yep, there it is. So just be prepared, and maybe don't check that you'd be okay with logs. I'm not going to do that again. We're going to say only wood chips from now on. So I took a preemptive Advil before I was moving stuff, but I don't think it helped. I'm fighting off a little bit of a migraine today, and it's not it doesn't get as bad as they used to get because I know what to do to sort of stop it. But after doing that bit of moving now, I feel a little bit like that ice pick feeling is starting, and I'm like kind of like, oh, like feeling icky. And so I'm just going to try to have a really good lunch, and I'm glad I have a nice Indian food lunch that always makes me feel good with all the spices. But I figured I would go ahead and show what I'm eating. It's just like leftovers of leftovers of leftovers of leftovers. This is like the third or fourth day, so I'm probably not going to eat all of this right now, but then I always get kind of snacky in the afternoon, and so I will have probably the rest of it for my afternoon snack, and then I'll figure out what's happening for dinner. But I am about to go ahead and grab the boys to go out there and help some stuff start happening. Those logs are huge. They're like at least 2 feet across. Some of them, thankfully, they're short. But yeah, it is slightly overwhelming feeling, and I'm very disappointed. So go ahead and definitely do not say that you're okay with a few logs if you sign up for that place, because they clearly don't know what a few means. Okay. But here, I'll show you my lunch really fast and talk about that. So this is leftovers of Indian buffet night, and I just realized I didn't cook the soup. I should have just cooked the soup. That would have been way faster and easier than waiting for this out of the oven, because we don't have a microwave, actually. But anyway, this is my chana dal, but I call it now my cinnadal recipe. It's the variation that I always cook now. It has like cinnamon sticks, and so it's so delicious. It's just like some plain quinoa. And then over here is the palak paneer, quote unquote, but it is actually tofu and not paneer. Funny story is when I first went vegan, I didn't know what paneer was or that it was a thing. And so when I went to an Indian restaurant and they had like a vegetarian section, I got so excited because I was like, oh, yay, they have tofu in one of their dishes. I ate so much of that, and it was like probably a good month or two before I found out that it was actually cheese and not tofu. So, that was one of my goofs. They happen all the time. So I just share that because it's like, especially if you've first gone vegan and you make some mistake, it just happens. That kind of stuff happens all the time. But tofu is the perfect substitute for paneer, in my opinion. And the palak paneer in particular is one of my absolute favorite dishes to make. It's so spicy and delicious, but the great thing about it is this blended up sauce is just greens. So like I had a ton of those plants, those bolted plants I had to move in my yard for planting the new plants. And so like a ton of my bok choy had started to bolt and stuff. So a lot of times, I still eat my greens even after they bolt, but I try to catch it early. And so I had a giant pile on my table of greens, and this is one of my favorite ways to use up a ridiculous pile of greens, because it takes at least 12 cups of cut greens to make the whole pot of sauce. And I actually end up usually adding even more. So typically it's just done with spinach, but I did bok choy and kale and even some cabbage leaves, and it's just so delicious. By the time it's cooked down with all those spices and the garlic and the garam masala and the chili peppers and all that, like it's just, you can't even tell that it wasn't spinach. So anyway, yes, that is one of my favorite uses of giant piles of greens. I love me some palak paneer. That is my favorite, but this is like palak tofu. So I don't know what you would call it, but I actually got the recipe. I've tweaked my own recipe over the years, but the original recipe was from Vegan Indian Cooking by Anupi Singla. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. Anyway, I'll link that down below. Why not? That's one of my favorite cookbooks because I love Indian food. Indian food is probably one of the easiest and best cuisines to adapt to vegan cooking and eating. And then there's just like even in my cinnadal, my chana dal here, there's like all of that sauce is like blended up tomatoes, and the sauce itself is actually like blended up veggies and stuff. So you're getting a lot more veggies than it appears. Not that we mind veggies, but any way that you can get tons of veggies into your life is a good thing. So I'm getting myself into a really good mood eating this food, and then I told my sons that we would meet at 3 o'clock to go outside and start dealing with that. And so I'm just going to at least clear a bit for Adam to be able to fit his truck in the driveway. And I don't really know exactly how that's going to go, but my oldest boy has, he finished school and he's got work at church tonight. So he doesn't have a lot of time, and I don't want him to get totally dirty and sweaty and exhausted before he goes tonight. So we're going to do a half hour and just see what we can do in a half hour, hopefully with all three of us. Even with my little headache handicap, hopefully it'll be okay. So anyway, I guess that's all. I don't know if I'm going to film anymore, but yeah, what an interesting day. All right. Okay, after half an hour, the boys got every log that we can find and see into the backyard. And so that's pretty awesome. And so it looks like they've dug around and tried to find more logs. And it looks like we're down to pretty much just like the chip part. So that'll be a lot easier to deal with later. And it's easier for me to deal with by myself too. So anyway, yay. Yay for strong, helpful kids. All right, here they are. Wow, it's crazy. This is whatever this landscaping company's idea of just a few logs is this. So that's pretty hilarious. Anyway, but yeah, we've got plenty of wood for fires now. I think we'll be okay for a little while. So now I'm back inside after all that, and then I nursed Sage. And we are finishing up like all the things, well, some of the things I needed to get done today, including orders. I have orders that have to go out, and then realizing I was going to spend time cutting all of the pieces I need for my packaging. So I make all my own packaging, and it's all as zero waste as possible, like no plastic and all that stuff. And so now I need to sit and cut little feathers for packaging. And so that basically this old thing I've had for, eons. It's all dusty. I haven't pulled it out in a while. But yeah, just getting all these little things cut. And then I will package stuff up. And I think hopefully I'll be able to get it out in time. And hopefully Thad can take the mail today when he goes off, because he'll kind of pass the post office on the way to church. So normally this is not normally it's not so unwieldy, obviously, because I'm using both hands, but yeah, that's doing all the little pieces. And yeah, anyway, it's all good. I'm so grateful though for my family. I gotta say, like, when little days like this happen, like little funny kind of things that you don't expect, or fighting off a headache, and they drop off a tree in your front yard when you were expecting wood chips and things like that. I'm so grateful to be part of this family. I have to say, I have the best kids. I have the best husband. And Adam, even still, I send him the picture of all the logs, and he goes, "Oh, well, now we can try wood splitting techniques." Like, that's just like the most amazing. Anyway, yeah, it's always good to be focusing on the positive, not like stupidly, but stuff like that, where it's like, okay, cool, yeah, well, now actually we have the opportunity to try a bunch of these wood splitting techniques that we've been watching about on YouTube, so we're gonna give those a shot. But I'm getting these all cut and getting packaging ready, and stuff is gonna go out, and I'm gonna have to figure out dinner. So I think that this is gonna be my ending point officially, and I will probably cut a few more feathers and get some little packets folded up, and yeah, get rings out of the tumbler and into the envelopes and into my son's hands to hopefully mail off for me. And yeah, I guess that's all. So this is kind of an unexpected, impromptu little day in my life, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you want some of those recipes, let me know if you want my recipes for my chana dal and my palak paneer. I don't know how popular the Indian food is with other people. I know with me, Indian food is life. Like, I'm so grateful that I discovered it shortly before I went vegan, and then after going vegan now, it is still my favorite food. We have a local restaurant called Udupi. So if you live locally, there's Udupi Indian vegetarian, I want to say that they call it. So it's like, because there is, if I'm getting this wrong, I truly apologize. As far as I understand it, there is a sect of Hinduism that is vegetarian. And then I think not all of them are, but some of them are even vegan. Like I know Anupi Singla, who I mentioned earlier, she is vegan. And I don't know if it's because she has trouble with dairy or because she is, and I don't know if it's part of the religious part to be vegan versus just vegetarian. I don't know, but there are a lot of Indians who are vegetarian. And so there's a vegetarian restaurant, but they have a lot of vegan options. So when you go there, you can get vegan Indian food options, and it is like the best. It's so delicious. It is chock full of oil, of course, but it is a delicious occasional thing that we like to do, like for special occasions, like when for Valentine's Day we went out to Udupi. But yeah, all the stuff I make is oil free. So anyway, okay, yeah, that's it for real. It's the official ending point. This is getting so long. Okay. And I also don't have time. Like, I don't have any time. Let me film a segment. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys later. As always, I hope the rest of your day is good and your life stays wonderful. Thank you so much for watching. See you later. Bye.